So you've probably seen Pokemon card prices and you've thought, yeah, honestly, I'm not touching those. None are really within budget. Though funnily enough, there is always affordable Pokemon cards in the market that have high future growth potential. And that's why in this video, I'll be going over the 8 underrated Pokemon cards under $10. Now it's really interesting because I know you're probably thinking, Phil, why on earth would I bother buying Pokemon cards under $10? They're never gonna go anywhere. But honestly, real talk, that kind of thought process couldn't be more wrong. In fact, one of my favorite price brackets is Pokemon cards under $10 because there is examples of insane gains over the long term. And it's not just one or two. There's actually been so many consistent examples of Pokemon cards being really affordable, really easy to add to your collection, and then having massive growth years later. And how this happens, especially with Pokemon, is that there seems to be trends and kind of delayed effects that happen. And then years later, it causes these really previously cheap and affordable cards to have huge gains. Honestly, there's hundreds of examples of these, but a good one to look at is like a Crown Zenith Pikachu. In March of 2024, this was around 7 USD, and today it's selling for 55 USD, having a major 686% increase. Or even with the Sleeping Mew from Crown Zenith, one of the cards from the Galarian Gallery, in May of 2024, this card was just a little over $5, and now it's selling for 75 USD. That is a huge 1,400% increase. I mean, just having a few of these in your binder would have paid off enormously. Or even the Riolu from Scarlet and Violet base, that was selling for $6 in 2024, and now it's selling for 40 USD. Again, another huge 560% increase. And what's funny is that these cards were seen as nothing special at the time, and I know this actually firsthand because I was collecting during that period, but the question that you really need to think of in this video is what Pokemon cards right now are in the exact same position, but everyone's ignoring as well. So starting out at number 8 on this list, it is the Mega Diancie Mega Attack Rare from Ascended Heroes. Honestly, to me, Mega Attack Rares, or also MARs, are some of the coolest rarities we've seen in Pokemon, and this artwork is straight up gorgeous, and honestly, it's at a good price as well. Here we go, the Mega Diancie currently selling for 9 USD. Great card to add to your collection. I love these Mega Attack Rares. They look so cool, comic book vibe, really unique, and they are trapped in their era. You'll know this very well because I talk about Pokemon cards a lot. What you do need to look at if something is trapped in its era, because it is unlikely to be revisited later on. What I mean by that is terrestrialized cards. They were very much Scarlet and Violet themed kind of Pokemon cards, and then once they're done for Scarlet and Violet, moves on to the next era, they're rarely revisited. Same thing with Gigantamax. That was a thing for Sword and Shield. We had Gigantamax cards, unlikely to be revisited unless there's something that happens in the future that reintroduces that. Mega Attack Rares are kind of like that as well, but in the sense that they're not a gimmick like Mega Evolution or Gigantamax, but they are cool, kind of like a Hyper Rare or a Rainbow Rare. They're unique to the Mega Evolution era, and I really like them because they're linked with Mega Evolution Pokemon. Honestly, $9, really cool artwork, not a difficult buy at all. And again, I think Mega Attack Rares, like I said, comic book vibe, they're really cool. So a big thing here is studying and learning Pokemon, because the more you understand Pokemon, the more you'll just naturally get better at spotting trends. For example, it was very clear that Pokemon Legends EA caused Mega Evolution Pokemon cards to spike in price. Though to understand these trends, it's important, and honestly, a great way to learn about that is on my channel, Philip's Trick Room. This channel focuses heavily on Nintendo video game history. In a recent video, I did ask the question, hey, were the Gen 4 remakes really that bad? Honestly, you can see all my deep dives on Philip's Trick Room. I'd love to have you check that channel out. Now, moving on to the next on this list, it is Team Rocket's Weezing from Destined Rivals. Honestly, any Generation 1 Pokemon could be on this list, but since this is a classic throwback to Team Rocket, it has a lot of nostalgia attached to it, and also it's from Destined Rivals, and it's just a great card to add to your collection. Right now, we can see, had a low point for around $6, but right now it's selling for $9.85, just under the $10 mark. Great pickup, man. Great card to have in your collection. And Destined Rivals pull rates, yes, the illustration rares are not that crazy difficult, but Destined Rivals, like, look at what the prices of the booster box are selling for. It's difficult to get Destined Rivals. It's the Evolving Skies of Generation 9. It is such an in-demand mainline set. Destined Rivals caused a massive boom in Pokemon popularity as well. Honestly, really cool card, under $10. How can you complain with that? And the thing is, you got to think, and how you position yourself is you just gotta make those like linking points, things from the video games, things from what's happening in Pokemon's media. All of that can cause a bit of an effect. Same thing with Pokemon Pocopia, Ditto being a main character. Well, guess what? A lot of Ditto cards also started climbing in price because of that effect. Now, Pokemon cards are always moving, though if you do like buying and selling Pokemon cards, I do want to talk about today's sponsor, Double Holo. So Double Holo is a Pokemon marketplace. Now, if you do want to become a seller on Double Holo, it's actually well worth it because it has some of the lowest platform fees, though besides just being a marketplace to buy and sell Pokemon cards, it comes with a variety of tools that make it super useful, especially if you upgrade to the premium version. One of the best premium features is Top Picks. So on Top Picks, it actually uses an AI multi-factor analysis, and then it determines the top 10 Pokemon cards to look out for right now and the top 10 cards to avoid. Though another feature when upgrading to the premium version is the price forecast tool. So if you just click on a specific Pokemon card and look at the insights, you're gonna see this feature. Here it shows you a projected forecast of a particular card. And what's really cool, if you do wanna upgrade to the premium version, you can actually use my code for a 30% discount off your first month. The code and details are all in the video's description. A massive thanks to Double Holo support on the channel. Now let's get back to the video. Now the next one's really interesting, but it's the Grafaiai illustration rare, and the fact that it's under $10, that's a win, man. Check this card out. Firstly, just look at the artwork. I mean, so cool. I get it, Grafaiai isn't some insanely loved Pokemon. It's kind of weird, actually. It's like a graffiti kind of vibe. But we can see right now it's actually at an all-time high ever in the market, and it's still under $10. Right now selling for $9.40, whatever, give or take. We'll call it a $10 card. It is a great illustration rare to add to your collection. I'm really actually surprised that it didn't really kind of increase in popularity with that whole illustration rare boom that happened. This one just got left off the list. And I get it, it's not a popular Pokemon, but to me, the artwork is gorgeous. Now, the next one on this list, it is the Weaville illustration rare from Ascended Heroes. Weaville is such a popular Pokemon, and it is a bit of a classic as well. I always thought this illustration rare is also unique, and honestly, it's a great price at the moment. Here we go with the Weaville, and right now it's actually pretty much at an all-time low, selling for around $7.50. All these cards under $10. I think it's a really cool artwork. Specific illustration rares can be quite difficult to pull, so especially if you're a master set collector, you do need to, it's very hard to pull these, like a lot of them, you do need to buy them. I always think Ascended Heroes has a good long-term market, especially for master set collectors. Now on to the next, it's actually quite an affordable card, but it's the Ho-Oh-V from Silver Tempest. So Ho-Oh just ticks so many boxes. It's a Gen 2 classic, it's a box legendary, it's universally loved. However, this is such an incredible artwork, and the only reason the price hasn't really gone that crazy is because, sure, it's not that rare, it's not an alternate art, but given the artwork, I feel like this could have been an alt art and people would have loved it. I mean, you had the Lugia V alternate art in Silver Tempest. Imagine if this also was one of the alts and that was the artwork. I mean, it would be insanely in demand. This card right now is selling for, it's crazy cheap, $2.72, $3. You never know what's gonna happen in the future with how these things spike, how popularity goes. You know what's crazy? I was actually considering getting a PSA 10 Mega Evolution collection. This is before Pokemon Legends EA. I enjoyed Mega Evolution Pokemon cards. I thought they were actually a little bit of a misstep, of a bit of a blemish in Pokemon's design, the artwork, sorry, no, the Pokemon cards, not Mega Evolution Pokemon. When they came to the TCG, they just didn't look anything special. And what's crazy is when I looked at prices for nearly every PSA 10 Mega Evolution Pokemon card, I could have bought nearly all of them. They were nothing expensive. Most of them were easy to buy. I just never really committed to it. But then when things happened and everything happened and all the spikes started happening, wow, okay, now look at the prices. I wouldn't even be able to touch any of them, most of them, because they're all selling for well, truly over 2,000, 3,000 US. Here with this, that's never gonna really happen. But in terms of that, you never know what's gonna happen with Generation 2 nostalgia. Ho-Oh, I think it's a really cool artwork as well. And honestly, for $3, you can't really go wrong. Hey, as well, if you have been loving the video, my name's Phil, and I just wanted to say welcome to the channel. Honestly, I'd love to have you subscribe so you can stay up to date with all things Pokemon and Pokemon collecting content as well. Now, on to the next one. It's the Miraidon and Koraidon Hyper Rares from Scarlet and Violet base. Now, both of these are under $10, and they are very difficult to pull from Scarlet and Violet base. It's really crazy to me when I look at gold Hyper Rares, because you would think that, wow, like, you know, especially with kids, when they pull the gold Hyper Rare, it's like, whoa, I just pulled the golden card. And they're bizarre because they are the rarest cards in pretty much every pack. They look really rare. When you pull a gold rare card, anyone will be like, that must be a rare card. It's a gold rare card. But they never get insane prices, which I kind of feel like they should, like, just because they're cool. They're golden cards, right? Both of these are awesome. Box Legendary Pokemon. If you can add them to your collection, they're both under $10 each. Really cool cards to add to your collection, especially Scarlet and Violet base is definitely going up in price as well. Now, moving on to number 2 of this list, it's the Mightyena illustration rare from Ascended Heroes. Honestly, unique artwork, and it is a great pickup at the moment, in my opinion, because again, it is under $10. Right now, it's at pretty much the lowest it's been, $9. And I do think Ascended Heroes illustration rares are great, very long-term ones to look out for. Nothing in the short term. A lot of people opening up Ascended Heroes. Live streamers are opening it up. People, content creators, even just fans who want to open Ascended Heroes. It is a set that gets ripped open. There is a lot of people holding the sealed, but believe me, it is probably the most fun set to open as well, given what you can pull from it as well. So I would definitely just be keeping an eye out for the illustration rares, not in the year, not in the 2 year, but definitely in the very long term. Ascended Heroes in a lot of ways is better than Prismatic Evolutions because you do have illustration rares in the set. And yeah, I really think this artwork's cool too. Now moving on to number 1, it is Ionos Wattrel from Ascended Heroes. This is a really unique card, and honestly, I feel like it definitely deserves to make it in the top spot of this list. Right now, we can see it is currently selling, there you go, for $10.22. It's a $10 card. I really like Iono illustrations. We got Ionos Killer Wattrel. We've had a few of them, and they're always really colorful, rainbowy. They've just got a good vibe about them. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I know a lot of cards from Ascended Heroes made this list, but I just think because everyone's just caring about the special illustration rares and the massive cards and all that, I think a lot of people have forgotten how cool some of the illustration rares in Ascended Heroes are as well. And I just want to give them a bit of props, a bit of love as well, because yeah, they did a really good job on those. Though these Pokemon cards are ones you want to look out for. Though if you do want to see 10 more underrated Pokemon cards, I go over them in this video here. On this video on screen, I showcase another 10 Pokemon cards to look out for. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you watching, and hey, I'll see you on that next video.